and welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, flash floods wipe out 10 communities in Jibia local government area of Bauchi State, killing at least 40 people, rendering several others homeless. Nigerian army says Boko Haram terrorists are regrouping in Bama area of Borno State, denies occupation of military base in Yobe by terrorists. Senior pastor of the Household of God Church, Chris Okotie, asked Nigeria's leading political parties to adopt him as their presidential candidate. And US President Donald Trump defends Russia over claims of interference in the 2016 presidential election after face-to-face talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
On business news tonight, Debt Management Office set to list the first tranche of its 5-year sovereign green bond on the Nigerian Stock Exchange this week.
And on sports news tonight, Juventus officially unveiled Cristiano Ronaldo after Serie A record transfer from Real Madrid.
Hello, and from Abuja, President Muhammadu Buhari meets with Nigerians in the Netherlands, says he's impressed with their records of achievement.
Some residents of Barkalawo community in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State are protesting against the encroachment of their land, allegedly by the Nigerian Air Force. The aggrieved residents blocked the 2 lanes of the Kaduna-Zara Expressway, leaving motorists travelling from Kaduna to other parts of the northwestern state stranded for over 4 hours. The protesters are alleging that the Nigerian Air Force has been encroaching on their ancestral land without any form of compensation.
As early as 7 a.m., angry protesters stormed the Kaduna-Zaria highway. They are people from Barkalawo community in a Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, protesting the alleged encroachment of their land by the Nigerian Air Force. Passengers traveling through the highway, which connects to Abuja and other states in the northwestern and northeastern zones, become victims of circumstance as they are left stranded.
We are here almost 3 hours, 3 hours 30 minutes. We hear some people, they are saying there is one village here, so it's sharing boundary with the airport. But the airport authority, they want to take over with for their land.
The residents, on the other hand, insist on occupying the road until their grievances are addressed. The grounds of these protesters is that over the years, the Nigerian Air Force has encroached on their ancestral land without any form of compensation. And to make matters worse, they say they are intimidated on their own land. They also say the erection of this fence by the Nigerian Air Force is one of the latest instances of this gradual encroachment.
We will not take it anymore because we did it in the time of Yakua. They resolved this matter, and this time again they were back to take the land, which we will not agree to that. We will stay here until the last breath.
The Kaduna State government says it is aware of the lingering land dispute between the 2 parties and has set up a committee to address the matter.
Kaduna State government believe that if you have any problem, what you should do, you should channel your grievances through the normal procedure, not blocking the road or not taking the law into your hand to the extent of depriving other citizens of their rights or subjecting them into unnecessary hardship.
Pending the resolution of the issues raised, the residents insist they can no longer fold their arms and watch their ancestral land taken away by the Nigerian Air Force.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force has denied allegations leveled against it by residents of the community. The commander of the 453 Base Services Group, Air Force Base in Kaduna State, Air Commodore Ismail Yahaya, says that contrary to the claim, its land in the community was legally acquired many years ago. He explains that the service decided to fence the premises of its base, located near the community, due to emerging security concerns, and to avert incessant encroachment of the land by some unpatriotic members of the community.
Before embarking on the completion of the perimeter fencing, the Nigerian Air Force held discussions with the Katsina State government to address the matter of incursion of its premises at the Katsina Air Force Base. Nevertheless, the Nigerian Air Force immediately embarked on the completion of the perimeter fencing of the base to prevent further incursion on the land. However, intelligence report reaching the Nigerian Air Force indicate that some unpatriotic elements are attempting to sell portions of the land to unsuspecting members of the public. It is such mischievous and selfish elements that are now sponsoring protest against Nigerian Air Force effort to completely secure its base against possible miscreants.
To security matters, the theatre commander of Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Rogers Nicholas, has admitted that the outlawed Boko Haram sect is regrouping around the Bama local government area of Borno State. Major General Nicholas says the troops that were attacked in the Bama village on Saturday were conducting clearance operations in the area. He explains that the attack occurred as a result of the muddy terrain, which slowed down the movement of the troops after their operational vehicles got stuck in the mud. He, however, denied reports making the rounds that soldiers were missing in action after the encounter. Now let's take a look at some politics. The Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, has dumped the ruling All Progressives Congress. Well, he's alleging that he's been sent out of the party by its leader in Benue, and he's currently exploring a new option to actualize his future ambition. He says if nothing is done to redress the high-handedness, he would join another party. Mr. Ortom was speaking at the Middle Belt Forum's restructuring rally, where he promised that he would soon communicate his preferred destination to citizens of the state. Meanwhile, Governor Darius Ishaku of Taraba State, who also attended the rally, immediately extended the PDP's hand of fellowship to the embattled Benue governor. Channels Television gathered that the Deputy National Chairman, North Senator Lawal Shuaib, has been summoned to Abuja for an urgent meeting. The two known gladiators in the APC in Benue State, Governor Samuel Ortom and Senator George Akume, have been at daggers drawn over the control of the party in the state. Sources say this is directly connected with the threat to pull out of the party made by Governor Ortom today.
Like I said before, what we are passing through today, let party not divide us. Let ethnicity not divide us. Let us be united. As for party, I think right now, as I talk to you, I have been given red card, so I am outside the pitch. So if I've been given red card and I'm standing outside, I am free. I'm a free man. So I don't know what will happen next, but I'm waiting. If others feel that I'm important and they come to me, then I will tell the Benue people that I'm joining another football club.
More politics now. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Comrade Adams Oshomole, is applauding the peaceful conduct of the Ekiti governorship election, which was won by the party's candidate, Dr. Kayode Fayemi. Addressing a news conference in Abuja at the end of the National Working Committee meeting of the party held behind closed doors, Comrade Oshomole insists that the election was free and fair and it did not record any form of violence. He also announced that the party has cleared 17 aspirants to vie for the tickets of the Osun State governorship election fixed for the 22nd of September 2018.
Our constitution.
It is the first meeting of the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress after the July 14th governorship election in Ekiti State. Having reviewed the outcome of the election, the national chairman of the party commends the electorate in Ekiti State.
I'm very happy that all the commentators and observers, including the European Union, are happy that the election was free of violence and that the process was free and fair.
The party also announced the successful screening of 17 aspirants for the September 22nd, 2018 governorship election in Osun State.
We are due to commence, and indeed we have already commenced the process of organizing the primaries in Osun State, after which we will be going for the elections in Osun State over the next 2 months or thereabout. Today we have reflected on, we have gone through the screening exercise, and we have 17 aspirants who have expressed interest and who had obtained the nomination form. All 17 have been screened by a panel of very eminent Nigerians who are members of the party. And we are impressed that from their findings, all 17 of them, each and every one of them, can effectively govern Osun State.
As political parties await the conduct of the Osun State governorship election, which is barely 2 months away, the resolve of the All Progressives Congress to conduct direct primary elections may be a litmus test for the party's internal democracy.
Now let's look at reports we're getting from Katsina State, where no fewer than 45 persons have been reported killed, more than 1,000 houses destroyed, and about 260 livestock confirmed dead after heavy rain in 10 communities of Jibia local government area. There are also reports that several people are still missing and property worth millions of naira destroyed. The rain, which started around 11 p.m. on Sunday, did not stop until 1 a.m., forcing river channels in the affected villages to overflow their banks.
A day that will always be remembered, and one that would rather be forgotten. It is difficult to believe that the devastation seen here was caused by a downpour that lasted only about 2 hours. However, for residents in Jibia local government area of Katsina State caught up in the resulting flood that destroyed their homes, it seemed to be an eternity. The acting chairman of Jibia local government narrates how it happened.
And I was made to understand both this river, the very big river we have, and the fund we have inside town. You know the volume of water that came. Definitely, if the water should be washed away from the town, certainly the big river will not allow that water to enter the river. So based on that, the river overflowed. The water had to come back inside town, thereby taking almost 1,000 houses.
The helplessness of the people can be heard in their chorus panic. Others only sit around, perplexed by the situation. 45 people have been killed by the flood. Animals are also part of the casualty list. Residents rummage through the rubble in search of what they can recover. Those who are able to retrieve their belongings move them to a safer place. Anywhere but here. The disaster has brought the state governor to the scene. He assures the people that they will receive the necessary support.
It is high time for us to think on ways to assist those affected by the rainstorm and take adequate steps to prevent recurrence. To this end, necessary assistance will be given to the victims affected by last night's rainstorm, and we will take measures to provide alternative channels for water in their local government area.
Nature has taken its course as it should, but the result, in the eyes of the people, is too much for them to bear. What they look forward to urgently now is when the promised relief will get to them, before the next downpour does.